Alright, we're back exactly where we left off, and I'm going to say we're not going to install that. It might install itself anyway, just in a hidden way, but I don't need to watch that. So it prevents the next malware, and no, I'm not going to scan. I think this is another rogue. Yep. And I guess that one is a broken package, so it does not do anything. So, oops. So as we can see here, my desktop has been damaged by that one rogue that I removed using the manual file cleanup. It hijacked the desktop background because I have no icons, no nothing. So, despite being gone, it's not really gone. And I would probably go in there with another scanner and some more advanced tools to restore the computer to the state it was in. But at least I don't have any pop-ups or anything dangerous shouting at me. So I've found 4 infections. All of this were where I downloaded them to and ran them from. It blocked them from running, but didn't necessarily remove them, I guess. And we will clean these. And I'm getting plenty of emails from PrevX now. We're going to fill up my inbox. And I'll pause this. Alright, so we come off clean here, which is great. Now, what I want to do is infect this computer and then run a scan with PrevX to see whether it's actually effective when it comes to removal of infected computers. So I'm going to turn off the protection on this, and I am going to install a bunch of threats. And I'm going to use a lot of the same links I used last time, but I'm going to throw in a few that I know are bad and throw in downloaders and stuff like that are going to seed this with plenty of infections. So, and then I'm going to run a deep scan, and we are going to see what comes up, and we're going to see if it can remove it. And if it can't remove it in normal mode, we're going to try it in safe mode. PrevX does work in safe mode, and we're going to see if it can remove it. So, I'll be right back with an infected machine. Alright, I tried to be realistic here. What PrevX tends to miss, I installed, therefore I have 3 rogues. So, no, I don't want to activate that. I want to see if PrevX can now remove any of these awful items of roguiness. I also installed a few Trojans. So, we're going to do advanced scan, and we are going to say deep scan, and we will see what happens. I basically had to stop installing threats when the computer became unusable due to the fact that the internet would not work. I think I meant to hit full scan, because full scan might be fuller. I'll be right back. When this is done, I'll see what happens. Alright, so even that deep scan pulled up a lot of files here. 64 infections. We will hit cleanup, and we will see. When it says downloading disinfection files, I'm wondering what it does. Maybe PrevX can answer that question for me if they see this. So it detected some threats. 1 active malicious rootkit on your system, and it needs to immediately reboot. So we'll hit OK. And it blue screens. Alright, that's cool. Epic. So I see general antivirus as we load back up here. PrevX has not started yet. There we go. And so it's going to run a scan, and I'll be back when this scan is done. So we've got a bunch of threats here, and this looks like a rootkit. That looks like a rootkit. So we have some nasty things. We'll clean up this way, I guess, and then I'm going to go into safe mode. Because I suspect this is just going to... Oops. Better quick see if we can fix this. Shut down A. There we go. So it thinks it removed those successfully, so I'm going to pause this and see what happens after this scan. Well, it says we are all set. I still see general antivirus here, so that's clearly not removed. I do notice that after doing the scan, the deep scan, it did successfully restore my desktop. I am proud of that. There's this problem, which I could manually remove using PrevX's file deletion engine. But we're going to go ahead and run a scan with Malwarebytes here to see how successfully we were cleaned up. My internet here seems to be a little broken. It's not loading. Yeah. Hang on, I'll be right back. I had to reboot to get things to work because the whole VM was kind of messing up. But there is still one problem. If we open up Internet Explorer, we get this screen. So there's either a messed up LSP or a host file. So we're going to install Malwarebytes here. Okay. And you can see PrevX is analyzing all the files being installed, which is good. And I'm going to pause this, and I'm just going to run a full scan. Alright, so I had to do kind of a manual update of Malwarebytes. Unfortunately, it's giving me this error when I update, and I'm not going to try to fix that. I already tried the simple fix that's suggested, but it doesn't work. So I manually updated, and even though... And manual update, though, is not considered very good because they're usually way behind the other definitions, but I'm hoping it can fix my internet problem and that I can continue with the regular update. So I'm going to go ahead and scan here. So we have 71 infections found with Malwarebytes here. Registry keys. General antivirus for the most part. Then a lot of other things. We're going to remove all of these leftovers here. Now I'm going to restart the computer. Alright, so now that we've fixed that with Malwarebytes, let's see if the internet works. It still does not work. PrevX, I also, by the way, had to disable PrevX during my Malwarebytes scan because it was causing problems detecting some of the same things Malwarebytes detected. I'll be right back. So, PrevX found nothing. I just want to make sure that it scanned the whole computer pretty well, so I'm going to run another full scan. Alright. So the system is clean by Malwarebytes and PrevX standards. I cannot update Malwarebytes. That registry problem or WinSock problem has not been fixed. Either way, I think PrevX has a really high detection rate compared to many products I've used. It's in a way comparable to Malwarebytes, and it does a pretty good job at removal. It tends to need several scans to clean things up, and sometimes it needs to reboot, which is normal. Its protection is good, and I think it's a nice product. The only thing that I think is missing is better rogue detection. And this product is $30, and I think it's a nice addition to your security setup if you want something easy to use.